Yeah, I still think we're in the bottoming zone. I got some flack for my last video saying that, but when I said that, that was right before Trump announced the tariffs, and his tariffs were higher than what anyone had expected, even the Federal Reserve. So the market went wild. But even in that craziness, Bitcoin only fell into like the 77,000s, give or take, and then it bounced back into the 80s. And right now, Bitcoin's hovering around 84. Blue chip alts are still holding really well, especially XRP and ADA. So you know what? I'm not that concerned. Solana's holding well. And I do think as long as tariff negotiations continue to roll forward and things move forward well, I think we are still in the bottoming zone. There might still be some uncertainty, especially if China and the United States butt heads. We could still dip lower. I truly do believe that from where we are right now. Bitcoin's around 84,000, so maybe we go back into the 70s again. But we see global M2 money supply is continuing to explode. And every single time that happens, historically speaking, a few weeks later, Bitcoin will follow suit. Also, the CME group is projecting that in June, the vast majority of people are projecting we are going to get a rate cut in June. And I think that that will start easing the tension. They'll bring more liquidity into the market. Hopefully, that will lift some of the pressure on corporations, give them some more wiggle room to renegotiate their debt or give them some more capital or liquidity to start planning for the future. Hopefully, the markets will respond well to that. And I also think that also gold has been going up quite a bit, and I've just noticed that. And historically speaking, some people see that as like, oh no, that's a bad thing because people are going to gold for a safe haven. But historically speaking, and I'm not the only one that sees this or is saying this, I'm following other smarter people than me. Bitcoin, a few weeks later, often follows gold. So there's a lot of good indicators showing that we should hopefully continue to go up, and we should still be in the bottoming zone right now. I don't know if we're going to go much, much lower, but I do not think we are in a prolonged bear market like some people are saying. I really don't think that. I think as long as these tariff negotiations continue to go forward, and the Federal Reserve eventually does quantitative easing and inflation still stays in check, we are going to continue to go up. Because Trueflation.com, if you take a look, has the US index for inflation as of today around 1.4%. I think the Fed is behind on cutting rates, in my humble opinion. But again, I'm just a dude on the internet, right? They're obviously smarter than me. But I just see a lot of projections showing that I think the Fed's indicators might be a little bit lagging. I think they're just again uncertain because of the tariffs and the tariff situation. But we saw that Japan was sitting down today with Donald Trump's administration to do a trade negotiation. Japan holds a lot of American treasuries. So, if Japan can make a good deal with the United States and they're one of the highest holders of American treasuries, hopefully that will give China the oomph to do a deal with the United States as well, because China also holds a lot of American treasuries. So does the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom and the EU are open to doing trade deals with Trump administration and are in active communication with Trump's administration. So again, there's just a lot of decent news coming out. I don't see it as gloom and doom as long as there's no major black swan event, as long as these countries can get along, because I personally think we all need to do business with each other. I think the market is going to continue to on a trajectory to move upward. And I do think that hopefully we're in the bottoming zone right now still. Maybe we go a little bit lower as from where we are right now. Again, like I said, Bitcoin's around 84,000. Maybe we drop into the 70s again. But you know what? I'm not going to do a victory lap yet, but so far we really haven't dropped as far as what people were expecting, and it looks like we actually are in the bottoming zone.